I think it was a 4.2. I took a screenshot of it. Let me see.
That's nice.
And it was like 9 kilometers southwest of Corona, and 4.3. 9 kilometers southwest of Corona, California. I live in Yorba Linda, which is like the next city over. So we did feel it, but I mean, I don't know.
It's like a regular day in Cali, right?
It really was. I almost forgot about it until I saw my screenshot when I came here. But anyway.
So I was like, that's not worth entertaining.
It wasn't. I remember back in the day though, like when Facebook's feed used to be like actually chronological, everybody would just type earthquake for fun.
Yeah.
Like every time there was an earthquake, everybody would just be like earthquake because we would all see it, one after another. But Facebook's not like that anymore. So lame.
Wow.
But anyway, no, for real. But anyway, what do y'all want to get into first?
I mean, since you talking about lame, why not Amanda?
Wow. Dang.
Double homicide.
That's what he's supposed to do. The
real
drops.
Talk.
The drops.
Or unless you have like a gun. Yeah. Shots fired.
I got this one.
Don't play that whatever again.
They're dirty.
Just kidding.
They're dirty.
All right, we want to do that one again. That's fine. That's okay.
I feel like you should have played that as you were saying that she was lame.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I agree 100%. Timing is everything.
Okay, so go ahead, Swin. Tell us about what happened with Amanda.
Shoot.
Just a quick.
Just
a quick 1-2.
Oh shoot. Okay. So basically, Amanda Seales came on Shannon Sharp show, and he was interviewing her, and it was like a 3-hour or
that was
3.5-hour podcast. I did watch the whole thing, or listen to the whole thing
in one time speed.
No, actually, I keep forgetting about that. I literally always forget about that.
So you listen to it in one, like just regular speed?
Regular
speed.
One time,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was at work though, so it was like...
You're committed to the spot. I love that.
Right. But she introduced her, like, her introduction was basically like, I have been recently diagnosed with autism, and that's why I act this way, or that's why I think this way. And it was just very like... that was the preface of her like interview, I guess. And it starts getting kind of, he gives a little pushback as the interview is going.
Yeah.
And she starts getting defensive like right away. And I think that's the problem that most people had with it. Like, there's no issue with having like dialogue, right? But when you start getting defensive and you're starting to like kind of like get mad and argue because he's questioning you, when that's the point of an interview.
Right.
He asks you questions about the things that you're saying,
but she doesn't like that though, because she was like that in the Breakfast Club.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, when they asked her if she was still on that show.
The Real?
No, the other one. With
Issa Rae, Insecure?
Yeah, Insecure. She kind of got like mad about that. So it just seems like she doesn't like pushback. Like, she just likes people like to follow along with her. At least that's what I gathered from the interview. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I'm glad you did. I just got a couple of clips because I'm not about to commit 3 hours to that woman. Facts, though.
Wanted to see the whole thing. I feel like the second half was actually really good. She's obviously educated. She speaks very well. She has a great vocabulary, and
that's why people hate her, right? That's what she said. That's why people hate her.
I mean, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I can see why people don't like her. Yes, she's like condescending, right? Because
like
she's
a narcissist.
Intelligent. She's like, and then at one point she does tell him like, basically like, she's basically telling him, stop questioning me because I'm educated and I'm coming from a person that is, I have my master's in this, and I have, I went to school for this and that. So why don't you consider my point of view? And he was like, and that's fine, but why don't you consider mine as I'm considering yours? And she's just like, no, because I'm, it was just like, girl, what is going on?
I don't know.
Come on, son. She's got a master's degree in African studies, like, respectfully. Respectfully, like, come on.
Well, the thing is, the clip that you sent, Shannon asked her when was she diagnosed, right? And she says that she was recently diagnosed. And then either that same night, I think it was that same night or the next day or something like that, she went on live and said that she actually has not been clinically diagnosed.
Yeah.
That it cost $10,000 and she doesn't want to pay $10,000 for a diagnosis.
Right.
And so people were kind of like, why did you then say on the show that you had been diagnosed when you actually haven't been diagnosed?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that there has been, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of noticed it, like, on TikTok and on Instagram. There's kind of been like an uptick of just like people creating content surrounding the fact that they have autism. And I'm no doctor. I don't know the DSM. I'm nobody to diagnose anybody, but it don't look like half these cats have autism. Like, I think that they I think that they want attention. Right. Or they want to feel special or feel like they belong to something. And I'm not necessarily saying this is Amanda. I don't know her.
It is her. I totally feel like it's her. Yeah, because it's always something with her, like somebody hates her. You know what I mean? She's gone through racism. She's like such a victim. Everything is like a victim. Nobody likes her because she's too pretty. She's too smart. You know, because she talks so well. It's like, come on, bro. You're a freaking narcissist.
Dang.
That's literally what I was thinking as I was watching the interview. It was like literally like, I don't know. It was like, understand me and consider me, but I don't have to consider anybody else because they don't know what I know. And it's like, that's fine and everything, but that's not how a dialogue happens. That's not how conversation happens. Like, you're coming into this like a debate, and that's not what this is. And then to me, it just felt like, okay, and then you were fine. And then during the interview, she like asks him for a hug, right? They hug or whatever. And then on her live afterwards, or even the rest of the week, she's like saying, I didn't feel the love in the room and blah, blah, blah. And it just feels like everybody wants that Cat Williams moment. And I've seen that people comment on the videos and her lives and stuff like that, or on social media a lot. But I totally felt that when I was watching it. Like, everybody wants to tell their truth and stuff like that. And I feel like Shannon is like very like, but what if your truth is not the truth? Right. And I think that people get offended by that. But I think, you do have to consider other people's perspective as well when you're telling your story. Like, he's not going to fully believe everything that you're saying just because you said it. And again, she was like, well, you're saying that, but that's my experience. You're taking away from my experience. And he's like, no, I'm not. Like, it was just really crazy.
Yeah.
So in the comments, it's funny because Kyle said condescending like Candace. I'm guessing he's talking about Candace Owens, because I literally told my twin I feel like Amanda Seales and Candace Owens could be besties.
Really?
Yes.
Elaborate.
I feel like they would talk mad together.
I think it'd be an interesting conversation because Amanda thinks everything is racism and she's a victim. And for the most part, Candace is like y'all using the race card too much. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. They definitely have conflicting ideologies, sure. But their personality to me is somewhat similar. And that's why I think if they were to align on like a particular subject, say they just talked about, I don't know, some random subject, I really feel like they could be besties. But anyway,
I don't know. I disagree. I think Amanda's too emotional. You know what I'm saying? I think that Candace, but she backs it up with like numbers.
True. No, true.
She backs it up with so like she definitely is. She can be. She can come across like that, but she has numbers, data, research reports and stuff like that. Now you can disagree with her resources, but Amanda with her masters, I've never heard her do that.
I don't watch her enough
to
have seen her do that, but just from what I've seen from her personality, she does remind me of Candace.
Yeah,
and even like the condescending goes. I mean, I feel like Candace has gotten better, but when she interviewed Blair, when she kept calling him sir, and like, I understand we don't agree on what you are or whatever, but she could have just said Blair, not sir, like to offend him or her.
But she went back and forth on it too. She said her and then went back to him a couple, then went back to her. Like, she did that
because Blair's confusing people. You know what I mean? Like, just
like Blair's
confused. And so Black's confusing everybody too. Like,
And that's why Candace was upset. But
Yeah.
I do feel like as far as her personality goes, she can be condescending too.
Yeah.
And then like with Amanda, I've seen her be emotional a couple times, and then or I've seen her. I feel like that's like part of her
Who, Amanda?
shtick, yeah, or something. Like she wants to be that like I don't know, like person that just comes in guns blazing and mad already. But yeah,
but she was already mad. Like you could, or emotional, very like getting offended over everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was not considering what he was like asking her. Like at one point she was telling him that she used to correct her teacher all the time. So then the teacher called the meeting and she was basically like, the teacher's concern was your daughter keeps correcting me in front of the class. And Shannon brought up, well, I come from the generation of the adults saying the child needs to know you need to know your place, basically.
Right.
And so she was just like, no, she didn't want to basically admit like the actual history of whatever it is that she was talking about when it came to like African history type thing.
Right.
Or I don't want to, something like that. But I'm just like, girl, you're not even like considering anything else. But it was always like they're a racist. They were that to me. They were,
Yeah, she was saying like that people in her dorm, there was like 7 girls who didn't like her. And, like, I thought that was like they just met you.
Why?
And they don't like you. Like you just met somebody and they don't like you. Like all 7 of them, like random people from different parts of the world, different states, different high schools. Like they come to this college and they meet you for the first time. And they don't like you. Like, but it's them. Like I'm never gonna look in the mirror and be like, maybe
Right.
I know we don't know, but do y'all think that she has autism?
Yeah, because I do, and I'm sticking to it. I'm riding with her. I'm riding with her on her self-diagnosis.
And you diagnosed? Did you get a diagnosis? You diagnosed yourself?
No, we don't need to anymore. You just
go
on TikTok. You go on TikTok and they tell you like all you know what I mean, all the symptoms, and then you just embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
So which of the symptoms do you have?
All of them. Whatever she got, that's what I got.
Mm-hmm. Confusion, that's the one.
That one.
No, but people definitely use it as to like make an excuse to not have to deal with any criticism and what is it, flashback or pushback on whatever controversial things they may say, commentary that they have to say. And it's just like that doesn't excuse you
right
from anything. But
no,
yeah,
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Okay.
I think as your